Wire assembly part 2.
One of the things I need to point out here is that I'm using 24 gauge raw copper wire, not pre-tinned. And the reason for that, for not using the pre-tinned, okay, a little tricky getting started, is that solder, when you liquefy it with your soldering iron, is like water. And water will go where it's been before. Like, you know, you got a leaky roof or something, it'll go where it's been. So if you're using pre-tinned wire, then the solder will jump the gap. You see what I'm doing here is that I'm soldering on the top, okay, and I'm not bridging the gap here. Do you see that? Okay, I don't want to bridge that gap. That's my hinge, okay, that would be my hinge, and I'm just using a little tiny dab of solder on here. You have to be able to control how much solder you put on these things. Better to have too little in a case like this than too much. So, see, I'm not bridging that gap. It has to stay separate. Because when I get all of these done, and I'm going to do this on the top of this all the way around, okay, and then I'm going to do it on the bottom. So I'm going to shut the camera off so I can do the rest of these, because you all don't need to see that. I mean, come on. And then I got a little bit of a gap here. That's okay. What's important is that my bottom is tight. I may have to bite the bullet and get a new straight edge. And when I was cutting these, I did have a little bit of smile on a couple of the sides that I corrected with the grinder, and that's okay. But instead of having to use electrical tape or masking tape or God knows what kind of tape, we're trying to use, I don't know what, rope and do a pull-up method. Okay, I do this, and this works for, you know, I have 18 sections here. Okay, and this works for this. It can work for a 4-panel, a 6-panel, an 8-panel, a 10-panel, a 12-panel. And it's a lot more stable than trying to pick it up with masking tape. Now you see, I haven't bridged that gap. They have to stay separate. Like I say, I'm doing this all the way around the top, and then I'm going to do this all the way around the bottom. So I'm going to shut the camera off. Okay, and I'm doing this on top of glass because it's a lot smoother than my table. Yeah, I know, it's probably time to get a new plywood tabletop. Have you seen the cost of plywood lately? So, okay, I'm going to shut the camera off until I get this done, and when I start on the outside I'll show the same thing. Okay, thank you.